Welcome back to Meditating with me, Vidyamala. Today we're going to move on to the connection meditation, which is another one of my favourites. I think it's a really, really important practice because it's where we use the foundation of self-awareness that we develop through the other practices as a real basis for empathy. So it's a meditation where we use our imagination, and the imaginative faculty is a really important part of being human. We're able to imagine many, many things. And in this practice, we're harnessing that skill of imagination to empathize with all the other human beings on the planet. And there's something like 7 billion other human beings living at this time. And yet we can feel so isolated, so alone, so separate. So in this practice, we're using imagination to, in a sense, change our perspective from one of isolation and separateness to one of deep connectedness, deep sense of common humanity. So we focus on that which we share with other people, rather than focusing on difference, which is what we so often do when we compare ourselves to other people, thinking we're either better than them or worse than them. In this practice, we're simply resting in all that we share, which is the breath. We're all breathing in very similar ways. We all have unpleasant sensations that we tend to resist, to push away, that we fight with, and that leads to suffering. We have pleasant sensations that, if we're not careful, we cling to, we grasp onto, and that leads to a whole load of suffering. So we all have very similar deep down causes of suffering, even though they manifest and express themselves in vastly different ways depending on the circumstances of our lives, of our minds, who we are. So sometimes I think of this practice being, perhaps an image could be that life is happening on the surface of an ocean, all these different waves bobbing about on the surface of the ocean, looking different. And yet when you drop beneath the surface of the ocean, you drop down to the vast still depths, and all the ocean is the same, stretching in all directions. So you're dropping down from focusing on different expression of the ocean, how it expresses itself in all these different shaped waves, and you're dropping down to connect on the basis of all that you share beneath the surface. Perhaps that works for you as an image. I hope it does. If it doesn't, perhaps you can think of your own way of finding a way to connect with humanity using your imagination. So let's begin the meditation now. Dropping into the body, dropping into gravity. Seeing if you can let the weight of your whole body really rest down into the chair, the floor, the planet. Choosing your posture, whether you're sitting, whether you're lying down, whether you're standing, it's completely up to you. But choosing quickly and settling. I like this word settling, resting, and really kind of giving up your weight and arriving in this moment, in this body. And being aware of breathing. Feeling inside, breathing inside the body, resting there. The rise and fall of the belly. Breathing in the back of the body, the whole back, engaged with breathing. The chest, the sides of the body. Allowing the whole body to be breathed by the natural breath. Starting with our own experience, opening to everything, the breath, the weight of the body, space it's occupying, unpleasant sensations, pleasant sensations, thoughts, emotions. Let everything be there, and seeing if we can let everything be there without automatically reacting by pushing away the unpleasant, grasping onto the pleasant. Seeing if we can let everything go and we're resting in the moment with open hands, as it were, metaphorically. Spacious. Open. with a gentle breath. And now staying stable and grounded in self-awareness. Imagine that the circumference of your awareness is opening and a friend comes towards you, somebody that you've got natural feelings of goodwill towards. And allowing this person fully into awareness. Seeing if you can let go of pre-existing views, prejudices, and just let this person be. You're giving them the greatest gift, which is the gift of awareness, of receptivity, letting them be fully themselves. And reflecting that they're breathing just like oneself. They'll dislike pain and have a longing for happiness just like oneself. Our basic drivers are so very, very similar, even though this person will look different, their lives will be different, the stories of their life is different, the circumstances different. But if we drop beneath that, we realize that we're so very, very alike. Breathing, not wanting to suffer, wanting to be happy, well, fulfilled, wanting to love and to be loved. We'll share this, oneself and the friend. And allowing the circumference of our awareness to broaden still more, to let in other people. So we're becoming interested, curious about other people. People around us perhaps, people in the vicinity, people in the city, the country, people in the whole world. All these people that look different, but when we drop beneath the surface, there's so much that we share. We're never really alone when we connect with people using our imagination like this. We're all breathing in and out in broadly similar ways. We all long to love and to be loved. None of us likes to suffer, and we all want to be happy. We've all got our own ways of trying to fulfill those drives, some of them maybe even perverse or destructive. But deep down, we're all trying to fulfill these basic longings for love, for happiness, for peace, for fulfillment. So just seeing if we can spend a few moments resting in the sense of common humanity and wishing everybody well. Perhaps allowing well-wishing to ride the breath. Breathing in awareness of humanity, breathing out awareness of humanity with a kindly breath. And when we finish this period of meditation, for however long we're sitting, seeing if we can take this attitude towards others with us, rather than defaulting to separateness, to isolation, perhaps even loneliness. Practicing defaulting to connectedness, to all that we share. When we're at the supermarket, when we're walking down the street, when we're talking to our family, and seeing the effect of this shift in perspective as we go about our lives.